Oh, it's the brute. Welcome back, gamers. Welcome back, game designers. We are here with W.R.M with the Biofire team. We're going to be looking at the current update of W.R.M. It is 0.4 beta. We are in the development build. So in the past, we've just been playing the normal build, but this time I decided to go ahead and add something to show off things that are actually in the game, but not available through in-game menus. Using the development build, we can access those. So, just want to go ahead and start off with a quick shout out to our mouse cursor. That is going to be our newest look to the mouse, and it's going to be that way for all screens. There is some options that we might take down the road where we might use a different mouse cursor in the main menu versus when you're actually in the game, but this is what it's going to be for the moment. So we're going to go ahead and hit options here, and nothing's changed, so we're going to hit play. Alright, so here we have a lot of the things are the same. Last video we went over a lot of detail regarding this particular update, and nothing here has changed other than maybe like some touch-ups to make sure that we hit the right spots when we're looking at certain things. Of course, I would like to change over to my submachine gun, and let's go ahead and show her off a little bit more. Oop, that way. In here, there we go. We have place and run, we have anthracite drilling. These are the same as before, but I'm going to go ahead and access our test scene and show off a lot of the new updates regarding things inside of there, because it's a lot easier to show it off. Alright, welcome gamers. Alright, we have a few updates regarding the flashlight. Is pretty much where we want it now. I don't think it's going to be changing anytime soon. So it shows off exactly what we want, and kind of shows off that harder light versus the softer light. You can see the softer light from the shadow from down versus the some other small change that you may not recognize right away. I'm going to go ahead and shoot, and you're going to realize that the accuracy is a little bit different. And the reason the accuracy is a little bit different is because we changed how you shoot. In the past, we had a spawner attached to the weapon, and then the weapon would then spawn the bullet from there. We've changed that now to make it so that the weapon no longer carries that, instead the player does. So now you'll have more consistent shots with your shots. Grenade is also going to be a little different. I'm going to go ahead and throw a grenade. Right click, and then you can see that it charged up and then threw, which does mean if I'm going to move, it does travel differently. It makes it so that there's a little bit of a delay before you throw the grenade, but it looks a little bit better regarding the animation lineup. So that is what's going up there. So we made the shooting less connected to it and the grenade more connected to the animation. So we have some new objects we put into the game. I just went ahead and piled them up in one spot. We have the updated Suicider, and we have the updated Brute. All of those are going to be have already been implemented, but showing off those here, pretty good detail with them laying down the way they are. Along with that, we have two new objects here: Toilet Unbroken and Toilet Broken. You can tell by the look to it, and this one's a little shinier. Lid's still on. This one, the lid's off, broken off, and then you have a little rusty spot at the top, or bloody spot, depending on light. This is a pile of weapons. If you look actually pretty close, you can see the grenade launcher's handle. You can see a lot of bullets and screws around. And then right here we have the armors. So we have a scrap pile for general scrap, plus one for weapons, plus one for armors, which we'll just utilize as either general pickups or item drop locations or mission related items. So either one of those. So, alright, last one's this chair. And the chair here is a little chair. Cool thing about the chair, you can shoot over top of it, but the toilets here you cannot. And we're going to go over here to the left, and this is a tool that we've been using. This is more for like the designers. We basically have every weapon, every armor, every pickup in here. So, if you can hear that, that is the sound of swapping equipment. We've added some new sound effects to everything. And then lastly, there we go. So that will cover all that. Oh, yeah. There we go. Good. Take all of those. There you go. So that's all the sound effects regarding the game. So you're able to see how we've added a little bit more coloration to the game. And I accidentally used the taunt totem. So much smoke. Alright, so that will cover the majority of the equipment changes and some updates to the 3D models. Lastly, we're going to go through some of the level and show off. Oh, I have a wall here. That's not good. So this is going to be showing off the majority of the new rooms that we have made in the last month. This is going to be the new sewer level. As you can see, the light system has done the correct prioritization. Basically, whenever we're not in the room, the lights aren't prioritized, so it makes it go from a super dark room to a moderately bright room. And you can see that we have like this green coloration going on everywhere. I do notice that whenever we're looking at the water here, you can kind of see the ripples, which is kind of cool. But then lower here, like the reflection kind of causes this weird effect and a little motion sicky. So, but yeah, it's working. So, okay. So, when I was doing the test for it, I did run into plenty of rooms that just were super dark. I think this actually ended up becoming a dark room, so I don't discount this room, but you can see how much the flashlight really does play a part of the game now. As good. Bash. All right, I guess we can't break that box. I don't know. Let me see. Can I shoot this one? Yep, that one broke. So is there like a barrier here that's not? Huh. You'll notice occasionally in the bottom left corner, because this is a developer build, if something's not working, it'll kind of tell us. So something happened when we broke open that, and I don't know what it is. Yep, okay, that broke. So not much to show off there other than pipes and things getting in the way. because we got a dark room, but that's okay, because guess what? We've got about a half dozen plus of these to show off, so we go on to the next one. Alright, you can see that the water here is much more fluid and will occasionally come up and down. Over top of the generator, much darker, grimier room in comparison to previous rooms we've made. Really does show off the poisoned water aesthetic. And this should be... Whoa! Why did that move? So you can tell we have some sound effects, which is great, but not all sound effects are going to be applied. Alright, so like pick up stuff. Okay, so that guy can shoot through walls. It's good to know. Alright, go ahead. We do have some ideas to change up how the how that guy works. Instead of it just being a guy that shoots, we might change him over to like an area of effect ability. Might change him to something that really kind of gets away from just shooting people, because that's not working the way we'd like it to. That's getting dangerous. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, something's going on with the pickups every time something breaks. Oh, you know what it is? I know what it is. Basically, every time the barrels break, there's supposed to be a sound effect, and I bet you the sound effect's not applied to it, because I'm not hearing it. On to another room. As you can see that we have some debris around, which we can push around as a player. Get it out of the way. Bunk bed. Movable bunk bed. Alright, well, movable barrier, let's go. I wonder, can I break it? No, okay, it's not a breakable object, just a movable object. It flew! Okay. Looks like several of these objects we need to get some mass on them things. I imagine it was set that way so the way it would fall properly into the right spot, but then mass wasn't applied, so it just flew. Same thing as whatever this is. That could be another bunk. But you know what? I think that's a cabinet. I think it's a metal cabinet. Alright. You can see we have like a centrifuge style room here where it's supposed to be like cleaning these or pumping this water somewhere else, and obviously it's broken. That aesthetic is kind of going throughout the whole room. Another one of those things where it's just like a tiny little detail that really shows off that this is a different room than all the other ones. Hi, guy. Alright. This is one of those rooms you just kind of go around the outside. I don't want the pierce to... Alright, so, because we have a null reference exception, I'm going to assume that's why the barrels aren't despawning, they're not going out of the way. So we're going to go around. Well, that was wonderful. Into the next room. Alright, this is going to be a very similar room to the last one, where it's just kind of around the outer edge, but we actually have some middle section here. Show like some controls here. So what we could do, and I'm pretty sure the design idea for it is this would be like the final room, and you'd come in here and like turn on the machine to clean out the water. I think that's the overall idea, I don't know for sure. Oh! It's the brute! Something's not set for the brute. He didn't try to attack me once, or if he did, he didn't go for it properly. That was moderately scary. which is what this game's going for. Is a little bit of a fear factor that goes with the game. So the downside to like these weird lights is that we're not really able to see the bad guys. We're not able to see the room in that greatest detail, but it creates the fear factor. So like it's hard to find that balance of where do we want to draw the line of engagement versus fear. And I'm sure over time, before this actually releases, we'll actually have a better balance of the two. As it is right now, I think we need to go a little bit more brighter, but maybe wider range, or we need to figure out a better way to have more lights in the room. I know right now there's a little bit of a limiting factor. As you see, like I said, when you enter into a room, the light prioritizes that room, which that was shown off really well right there. But that also means that there's also so many other lights that aren't being prioritized. It's not showing them off correctly. So, and then for the most part, as you can see, that guy was walking into the railing. But there's actually a lot of railing fixes that we did go through in the last month. In previous rooms, you'll see some of the people bring into issues. What the? I can't walk across this. Yep. I think that... Okay. I think that plane's a little higher, a little lower than it's supposed to be, so I can't walk across it. Looking at the map, I think that's actually going to cover all of the new sewer rooms. We got to see big old Brute Boy as well. See how he chomps at us in a way if he was actually attacked. But yeah, the entire game is getting closer to showing off a better aesthetic. And we'll actually have quite a bit of a different style and different feel to the game in comparison to this brighter, lighter aspect of the game. Now, this particular spot's a bad example because there's an extra light to show off those objects, but getting into here, for instance, we can see that like these corners are dark, but the middle of the room's bright, while in those rooms you have like a much more diverse mix-up of the different areas. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed looking at our new game and finding out all the details that go into making a game such as this. Hope you guys have a great one. Catch you guys next time.